it's just really not cracking through Evil Geniuses at all. They're going for Because, but he's got the Pavus on him, blocking a bunch of it, plus the Crimson Guard, plus the Guardian Greaves. Now the Doom has ran out, the Doom was put back onto the Ember Spirit, so that's going to be looking like it for Shopify. A dieback for Arteezy, nobody left to really hold the base.
This timing, way too good from EG. I guess this is where that Centaur shines. 4 strength gain for that Crimson. The hell does Troll do versus? Absolutely nothing is the conclusion. And now they're just hitting your tier 4s.
Christopher F.
That's game, that's series. What the hell just happened? Absolutely destroyed him here.
He smile. I wonder if Evil Geniuses have been picked up on some of the Because joining in on it too. Dropped another one of the panel's nicknames for
not a
Smile.
non-PG name got dropped there at the end, but that is indeed perhaps the best description of the series.
I mean, why are we even talking about Steve Smile? Because
yeah, what the hell was that?
I mean, I love his build. S and Y break apart into Heaven's Help. He was 6 slotted. But it wasn't like the grand 6 slotted of, you know, like I've got AC and Abyssal Blade and that sort of thing. He was like, I'm going to get the absolute earliest peak on an Alchemist.
That was one of the cleanest out games I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He ended the game, by the way, with 1,048 GPM. That is pretty much perfect where you want to be. He had free lane, first blood on the rune, multiple kills into, I feel like, 4 Golem small Satyr stacks.
Yeah.
Literally the best RNG for this man. Ends the game 10-0 and 9. I mean,
exactly 28,000 net worth on the dot.
It's just a monster. Cannot give a player like this a game like this on a hero like this. He's going to punish the hell out of you. Abed, once again, putting up a pretty damn decent performance considering they're getting stopped. I don't know how it keeps happening. This man seems like he's always 6-1, 10-0, and he's getting destroyed. So props to him, but an early exit of the tournament.
Yep, 9th through 12th for them. Sounds like Mr. Avo Plus is going to be taking a little stroll around the building as Evil Geniuses are showing their way through the lower bracket. We'll move on to the next round. Back to the panel.
Christopher F. the Third and the gang with Evil Geniuses. 2-0 Shopify Rebellion, and South America perseveres in this continental showdown as North America falls. And because 1,048 GPM. You said that they would get some kills on core, Cinderin, but they did not get it on the core that mattered.
That's true. I mean, I guess it was true. It was a better game for Shopify than game number 1. But man, I just got to say, this is a good look for EG going forward here, right? Because we got to think ahead too. They have been a little bit hit or miss in this tournament. I think today was a big hit. And this looks like a team that has the potential to go further rounds at the very least at this point. Shopify Rebellion, though, just again, we've seen this quite a few tournaments from them. We start in the upper bracket, things are looking pretty good, and then lost 4 games back-to-back in the playoffs. And honestly, none of the games, I guess game 1 yesterday was in a pretty good spot. Aside from that, they're just kind of getting outclassed, right? It's, yeah, just not their day.
I mean, EG looked great. Hats off to them. They played around the Alchemist in such an efficient way, and they enabled him in such an efficient way that the lack of damage we were concerned about when we saw the last Big Centaur did not exist. How do you lack damage if your Alchemist is 12k gold ahead of everybody else? Literally, the entire net worth lead on the side of EG was all on Alchemist, and that was all that it took. I think they played very well. I think getting Shopify to ban out that Monkey King in Game 2 was such a power move by them because it just opened up the Alchemist. They gave them the Underlord in Game 1. They countered it with the Monkey King. They got terrified of the Monkey King in Game 2. They banned it out. They let the Alchemist through. I mean, EG just seemed like they were one step ahead.
I think they did great in their lanes. Like Alchemist getting all of those camps and having so much farm, and then all the constant stacking was fantastic. Obviously on the side of like Wisper as well in that off lane, he was going behind the tower, dragging creeps around, farming up. He got that Vanguard, 2 points in like the retaliate, so he's just able to really get his items on time as well, which is really nice. And then Chris Luck, I honestly wasn't that big of a fan of the LC in terms of her as a core scaling. I think they lost most of their duels, not as in her dying, but like they didn't quite cinch the duel damage because their heroes weren't really geared for that. But the duel that they did do were like enough where it would get the kill on the hero, which was the important part, because then when your Alchemist is coming out with his full net worth, he's able to just carry the game and you're locking down someone or an important core for long enough that you're just winning the fights.
Also, I have to say, after watching this patch for a while now, people keep picking Troll and hitting Crimson Guard targets, and it looks really horrible. Like, every time you think maybe someone's gonna go for a Maelstrom, maybe go for some magical damage, some Mjolnirs or whatever, they're still going for average right clicks. And when the Troll was locked onto the Centaur and kept hitting that Crimson Guard, that was really sad. That was just incredibly sad. And that's when you feel it inside of you that this game is over. That was the moment that screamed it to me.
I'm sure Shopify Rebellion saw the writing on the wall as the game was progressing, and we saw at the end downtrodden faces.